said a second ago that you really didn't aspire for this, but Vinny Basciano proposes you to get made in the Bonanno family, and eventually you are officially inducted. You said, you wasn't really striving for that, but did it have an impact on you when it actually happened?
And it had an impact, of course, because it just brought more people to me. It brought, because right away he made me his acting captain because I was always around him. So his first words after I got straightened out, how do you feel? So I feel the same. To me, it didn't matter. And he knew that. I mean, before I was even straightened out, there was a time I chased a captain in the Lucchese crime family around the car looking to hurt him. Like, I didn't care. If you're going to disrespect me, I'm a man at the end of the day, a street thug. You're not going to disrespect me or put a label on me. No way, shape, or form. You do, I'm going to serve you. And then where it lies, it lies. You're supposed to get killed for that. But my thing would be to any boss. The guy's calling me a rat. I just did 10 plus years, first degree murder, facing a death penalty, come home, did another 10 years for a crime I didn't commit. He wants to put a label on me and I'm supposed to accept it? You guys are supposed to be better than us civilians. So he should know better than to put a label without having the proof. And if I accept it, that I don't bust his hole, then I must be a rat because I accepted it. So, those are the points I would bring out. And Vinny said you'd win that all day long because nobody could take your manhood away.
Yeah.
And they should know better. So I conducted myself as a man. It wasn't about, I'm a made guy now, let me puff my chest out. To me, that's all BS because when you're in prison, and I've seen it, spent almost 20 years in the prison system, 90% of the wise guys and the Italians are stone cold punks. They don't do anything. They mud up. They let people from blacks, Hispanics to Oriental, they get abused. And it's guys like me that would step up for the older guys or guys, hey, watch your mouth. Who you think you're talking to? Where then they back up. And I look at these guys, you were a captain and you let somebody abuse you like that? And so, it's about the person, not what the badge they're wearing. So that was my pretense with the life. And so I really didn't want it at one point. And I told Vinny that. He's like, Dom, I need you. Something happens to me. I need somebody there for me that I trust. So I had so much love and respect for him. And I even told him, he says, just remember your loyalty is always with Joe Massino. I said, no, Vinny, my loyalty is with you. You're my friend. You're my brother. Until this day, it still bothers me that I cooperated. But at the end of the day, everybody was out for themselves, him included, because there was things he wanted me to do I didn't agree with for our case. And I wasn't going to do it. So I figured if I do take a witness stand, it's going to be to set me free, not for Vinny Basciano, because that puts a label on me once I break that code. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm not telling on anybody, I'm still on a witness stand, and you're not supposed to do that.
Gotcha. Now, you just mentioned Joe Massino. When you were made, he was not there. I think he was incarcerated at the time. But even after he was released, you never met Joe Massino. Is that right?
No, I never met Joe. We seen each other, but we never formally met.
How about his brother-in-law, Sal Vitale?
No, I never met Sal either. I actually had the contract to kill Sal from Joe. Vinny told me, Dom, you're going to be doing a piece of work in 2 weeks. Get ready. Joe thinks Sal's going to flip. And a week after that, Vinny came to me and said, Dom, that's off the table. Joe feels he can't do that to his wife. His wife will know it came from him, and she won't be able to live with him. So he said he'll live whatever consequences comes out of it.
Yeah. Now, Joe Massino, he's been called the last Don. And he took a lot of precautions to insulate himself. Is that why you never met him?
He just wasn't meeting anybody. I took insult to that, and I told Vinny, because I looked at the guys he had around him. Granted, they were all made guys, But from Anthony Almond to Alfred to Louis Restivo, they were all older. Like, to me, they were soft. They were, you know what? In the Mafia, it's easy to kill somebody. It's not hard when you're walking your best friend and you put one in the back. Like, you're pulling the trigger. Show me when you're by yourself, when you're out in the street, when you get into an altercation. These guys didn't have that quality. I could tell. To me, they're soft. And Joe isolated them with guys like that. And it clearly shows. His whole administration flipped on him. Sal Vitale, Richie Cantarelli, Frankie Coppa, Frankie Lino, Big Lou. These are guys he was close with. His whole administration folded on him because they were all, in my book, they were all soft.
Mm.
And, you know, he killed all the tough guys, all the guys that were liked, from Caesar to George from Canada to the three capos. I mean, he killed all the tough guys, all the men in the family, because, you know, Joe was smart. He was a master puppet master. Definitely. He played the Mafia. He played the government. You know, he orchestrated the whole hit on Greg Andres. It wasn't Vinny's hit. That was Joe Massino sent in like a coded message to Vinny. So Vinny's right away, Dom, we're going to have to kill this prosecutor. Joe sending word out. Okay. Come to find out, Joe set it up. Joe knew. Joe played the whole theme because Joe knew if he's found guilty, he has nothing to give the government. Mm-hmm. Sal gave up everything. So what could I create now? So he created that with the prosecutor. So his first words were, well, there's a hit on the prosecutor's life. You don't want me to cooperate? I'm not going to tell. So, of course, they're going to listen.
Yeah.
Knowing Vinny's history, they listened. But it wasn't Vinny. That was Joe. Joe set him up. Joe was a master.
So Joe Massino must have been thinking about this, you know, beforehand, about his exit plan, you know, as far as flipping and
that
how
was
to
his get out of jail free card. He knew if he beats the case, he comes out smelling like a rose. If he doesn't beat the case, he has a life sentence or a death penalty. He'll never come home. So this was his escape plan.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's why I said he was a master. You know what? As you well know, Donnie Brasco infiltrated the Bonannos. Mm-hmm. Got the Bonannos kicked off of the commission. Joe Massino took us out of the basement and brought us up to prominence, where in 2000, the Genovese crime family said, no, the Bonannos are the elite. They never had a rat. Our first made member who ratted was in 2002. So Joe brought us up to that pinnacle, and then Joe put us back down below the Donnie Brasco by wearing a wire.
Yeah.